Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Mina, and today's video is going to be something that I got inspired for by Sarah Crowley here on YouTube. She is another booktuber. I'm sure everybody knows who she is. She is one of the staple booktubers that I watch, and she made a video where she had her top songs of 2024, I think. Pick how long she would read for. So basically, if a song is 3 minutes and 55 seconds, then she would read for 3 hours and 55 minutes. And I thought that was such a fun idea, so I'm going to be doing that today. I have a few books that I am so excited to read. There are a few newly released books that I really want to get to, and there are some books that I just really want to get to that are not new releases. And so I thought, why not combine my two loves, reading and music, both in a singular video? And that's what this video is going to be. I will link Sarah's video down below for you guys to see it if you haven't seen it already. I don't know where have you been, but she did it a few months ago, and I thought better late than never. So this is my version of it, if you will. I'm very excited. So let's get started. I will go pick a book and then we will shuffle for the song. I'm gonna go into my Spotify Wrapped from 2024, and I am going to, not the calculator, girl, what? I'm going to screen record it. I have like songs of different languages on here. I have songs of different artists, some of my favorite artists obviously, and I am so excited to do this. So I am going to press shuffle, and I am so scared because this is really outing my music taste, you know? Okay, I'm Perfect For You. I'm Perfect For You by Ariana Grande, which is 3 minutes and 2 seconds long. One of my favorite songs of all time off of the album. I always come back to this one, so I feel like this was a great start. I'm very happy with it. For those 3 hours and 2 minutes that I'm going to be reading, I'm so excited. I can't believe I am so excited. The book that I'm starting this challenge with is Fearless by Lauren Roberts, which is the third book of the Powerless series, and it literally says betrothed, betrayed, destined for each other, ? I am so excited. I'm so excited. I have been waiting for this book for an entire year. This book is 588 pages, and I'm so scared to pick it up because I've seen some really like polarizing opinions. Some people really love it, and some people are really surprised by it. Some people are giving it 3 stars. Some people are giving it 2 stars. I don't know what I'm gonna give it, but I'm really scared, and I'm so excited to pick it up. So tomorrow we are going to be reading, I am going to be reading Fearless for 3 hours and 2 minutes, and I'm probably gonna get it done while I'm at work, or maybe I'll read like 2 hours at work and then read an hour here, or I'll read in the morning before I go to work and then finish it at work. I don't know, we'll see. This is gonna be a very interesting week. I am starting this video in the middle of a week, so today is Wednesday. I'm going to be doing it from tomorrow, Thursday, until next Thursday, so we'll have a weekend in there somewhere, and I'm very excited to do this because I have, like I said, some really great books that I am so very excited to read. 3 hours and 2 minutes for this tomorrow, and I will see you when I pick it up. for 3 hours and 2 minutes, as you saw, and honestly it was the easiest reading experience that I've had in a very long time. It was so easy to read for 3 hours. 3 hours is nothing compared to what I typically do regularly, and so for that reason it just felt really easy to just continue on and finish the 3 hours in one go. I kind of had a break here and there, but pretty much most of the time I kind of just read for the entirety of the day, and I read 216 pages, so I am on chapter 26, and I can't tell you anything about this book because it spoils everything that happens in the first book and in the second book. This is the last book in a trilogy, and it basically is in this world where there are people that are known as elites who have powers, like they're really strong, or they read minds, or they're something of the sort, or they are ordinary where they don't have any power, and they have been condemned to be exiled and killed and hunted down. And we follow in this book the Prince Kai, and the King Kit, and also Peyton, who is an ordinary, and a bunch of stuff happens to her in the first book and in the second book, and she goes into these trials where she is tested amongst the other elites because she's pretending to be an elite, and it's so delicious and so good. And like I said, I read 216 pages of it in the 3 hours and 2 minutes that I got to read today, and it's so good to be back in this world. It's so good to see Kai and to see Peyton and Kit, and also we got a new POV that I didn't expect that we would get, and also something was revealed within the first 200 pages of the book, which I was like mind blown about. So I'm very excited to see where this goes. I know a lot of people were disappointed in the second book of this trilogy, and I honestly went into it not expecting much, because if you know anything about series, then you know the second book typically is a filler book for what's supposed to be the bridge between the first book and the last book. Read for 3 hours and 2 minutes today, and it was really easy. So we are going to pick the hours for tomorrow. Okay, espresso, which is 2 minutes and 55 seconds. So that means tomorrow I will be reading for 2 hours and 55 minutes. So a little bit less than I read today, kind of like 10 minutes-ish almost. Very excited to continue on with the rest of this book and see where it goes, because it's been taking a turn that I didn't expect it to. But it's very interesting. It feels very Divergent-like, very Hunger Games-like, which I don't know if I'm making that connection because I just recently read the Sunrise on the Reaping book, but very Hunger Games-y. So I'm really enjoying it. But that is tomorrow's hours. We're going to be reading for 2 hours and 55 minutes, and it's going to be very good. I already know. It's like, what more could I ask for? I will see you tomorrow for the 2 hours and 55 minutes, and I hope it goes as well and as easy as it did today, because today was really easy, and I'm really looking forward to see where the plot goes, because honestly being back in this world is so fun and so entertaining, and I just love all the banter between the two main characters. I don't like that there's a specific trope in here. I honestly don't know where the author is gonna go with this, you know? Like, I don't know how she's gonna bring our main character out of the place that she's in right now, if that makes sense. I can't really tell you anything because I don't want to spoil it, so I'll see you tomorrow. 375? What is going on? I don't want to continue reading. Oh my god. I'm so stressed. Today was Espresso, the song that I shuffled, and that was 2 hours and 55 minutes, and I read 209 pages, so now I am on page 425 on chapter 54. This is how much I have left, and this is how much I read. Honestly, I did not expect myself to get through it as quickly as I am, and I did not expect to read 200 pages again today because I had less time. Obviously, I did read a little bit less than yesterday, but it was a lot easier to read today because the stuff that happened in this book was happening so quickly, and I didn't have to worry about the world building or the flashbacks or the throwbacks to the other two books because now we're in the story and now we're seeing everything happen. I also understand why Lauren decided to put the POV that we did end up getting, which I thought was interesting. And I remember I literally am annotating this, but I'm just annotating it with like a pen and my thoughts. And I wrote, I wonder why we got this specific POV about this specific person. And now I understand why, which is going to change the entirety of the story. Now one of the characters is acting a little bit strange and a little bit weird, and something happened that I can't talk to you about, but you saw my reaction. I was so shocked that had happened because I was like, what is going on right now? I'm surely not seeing what I'm seeing right now, but I was very much indeed seeing what I was seeing. And it took a complete turn from what I expected it to do, which is so entertaining and so interesting because while I thought it was going to go a specific way, it went the complete opposite. And I do feel like the scenes that are happening between the two characters, the two main characters, or two of the main characters, I guess you could say, sometimes I find the stuff that happens between them like just for the fans or like for the people that ship them, because otherwise I feel like some of it is a little bit kind of cringy, kind of like, oh, of course you put this trope in here sort of situation. But I felt that way with the second book as well. A lot of these books feel like what you would expect to happen, like the who did this to you, the if a person is hurt, the other person is taking care of them, touch her and you'll die. Like all of these tropes are found in these books, which I knew because reading the first book kind of felt like I was reading a clash of all the dystopian YA novels that I loved as a child. This one does feel a lot less fan servicey than the other two, if that makes any sense. This one feels very much plot and I really like it, and I'm wondering where we're gonna go from there because it's taken a complete different turn. Like I said, it's absolutely not what I expected to happen, and the POV that we got revealed something that was so cool and so interesting and so entertaining. So I'm excited to see how much I'm going to read tomorrow. Actually, this weekend is one of the busier weekends that I usually have in my month, and it's my reset weekend. So I will be doing a lot of chores. I don't know if I'll be listening to the audiobook because I just recently finished all of my hours on Spotify. It's just gonna have to be that I find some time to read, and if I don't finish the hours tomorrow, then I'll push them into Sunday. Today's Friday, by the way, and I just got home from work. So I'm going to shuffle. I'm gonna put it right here, and I'm so scared and so nervous because I do not want like 4 hours. If I get like 2.5 hours, 3 hours, I'll be more than happy. No poll, which is 3 hours or 3 minutes and 7 seconds. So that means I'm going to be reading for 3 hours and 7 minutes. Okay, like that's not bad. We could have gotten like one of the 5-minute songs that I have on there, but instead we got 3 hours and 7 minutes. So I feel like the average for this week is probably going to be like a 3 hour something. I'll probably be finishing Fearless tomorrow because if I read another 200 pages, then I'll pretty much be done. I don't think I have like 200 pages left in this book. I think maybe exactly 200 pages, and then I'll probably start another book, but we'll see. I'll see you tomorrow when I pick up the book. I'm so excited and so scared. just did a bunch of stuff. I got my workout in, I had my energy drink, I had my coffee, and now I just made a hot chocolate. I showered, I did my face masks, I did my nose strips, I did all of the whole 9 yards. I edited my video, it's exporting right now, and then I'm gonna have to upload it. I published today's video because I usually publish on Saturdays, and now that I am officially done with everything that I have to do, technically, I still have some stuff that I'm leaving until tomorrow because I don't want to do it all in one day. I am going to sit down and read. I am going to be finishing with Fearless, I'm pretty sure, because I think I have like 200 pages left, 150 pages-ish. I should be able to finish it because today we are reading for 3 hours and 7 minutes. You have to keep in mind, like, between reading and filming, it takes a lot of time, and so sometimes I read a little bit faster, sometimes I read a little bit slower, and because yesterday I was reading such action-packed scenes, I read very quickly, and you know, I don't know how much I'm going to be reading today, but my only prediction is that I'm going to finish this one and start the next book that I'm planning to start. So 3 hours and 7 minutes, and here it is. I will see you when I pick up the book, which is literally right now because I have to stop talking. The timer is going. I have to go read. For, but I have been reading. I'm on page 472 on chapter, I can't even see a chapter number. Chapter 60, 59. The reveal that we just got. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? What is going on? What is going on? Wow. When I tell you that Miss Lauren Roberts has taken this book and taken this series and elevated it to be a thing of its own, she did that. She did that. The reveal that she just did was something so unexpected and so beautifully done that I cannot help but give this woman props for the way that she absolutely elevated this series into something that's completely its own thing. I have like 120-ish pages left of this book because this is 590 something. This is all I have left. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. Wow. Wow. Also, the daddy issues in this book go crazy. Freaking out. No, because I'm actually freaking out. I'm actually freaking out. What is going on? What is going on? I'm on page 528. I'm on chapter 68. I just finished 67. What is happening? I don't know what to do. I don't want to continue. If this actually happens and there's no coming back from this, I like what? Man, this sucks so much. Oh my god. Whenever there's like letters in the book, 8 times out of 10, they will probably make me cry. Why am I bawling my eyes out at like 3 p.m. on a Saturday? Are you kidding me? Hey girl, what's good? Did not think I would be crying in this video, that's for sure. That's for sure. So I finished. Who would have thought I would be starting this video with a book that tears my heart out of my chest? If you love your siblings, if you have siblings, if you are the oldest sibling, if you just care about family in general, this book will tear your heart out of your chest. I'm giving it a 5 stars because honestly, for the way that it made me cry, like, I don't know how much I'm gonna include in this video, but the way that it made me cry, I feel like I can't really give it anything less than a 5 stars because it's a 5-star worthy book in my book. Had some moments about this book where I was like, I don't understand why she's making it such a cliche, and then I had moments where I was like, wait, this isn't a cliche, and then I had moments where I was like, oh, I see what she did, and I see this is like a nod towards another book series that I've read before that I saw this happen in. But it turned out, like, in the end, I can confidently say that everything that happened in this book didn't happen the way I expected it to. So it's definitely not predictable. I have like 43 minutes left for today of reading. The next book that I'm going to be picking up is another new release. I'm scared. I don't think this is going to affect me the same way that Fearless did because I don't have anything writing on this book. Enchantra by Kaylee Smith, which is the second book in the Phantasma world. Welcome to Enchantra. There's only one rule: never ever trust your heart. It's 423 pages, and honestly, I'm excited to see what happens in this one because if you saw my video where I read Phantasma, then you would know that these are very, very quick to read, very easy to read, and though they look huge and they're like a little bit intimidating, they read very quickly and the story is usually very easy to digest and understand. 40 minutes left. Book we follow Ophelia. Her mother passes away. She ends up joining some sort of games to win because she thinks that her sister Genevieve joined the games so they can afford to keep the house. And we followed, like I said, Ophelia in that book. In this book we follow the sister, who is Genevieve, and she joins, I believe, her own sort of game, and it's in Italy, which is great because she just mentioned Rome mentioned. Whenever there's Rome mention, I'm there. Somebody invites her over to like some sort of something and they end up in like a hide and seek situation that is really sinister and only one person can come out of it, and it's an enemies to lovers from what I understand, because in the first page of this book we see Genevieve saying to somebody that she loathes them. She receives an invitation to Enchantra, a cursed palace in Italy, frozen in time. Though denied entrance by the sinfully handsome yet hostile Rowan Silver, Genevieve finds her way in and soon realizes her mistake, for Enchantra is a twisted labyrinth where Rowan and his 6 siblings are trapped in a deadly game at the mercy of a twisted devil and his ghastly spectators. Ooh. Only one occupant of the house can survive. Genevieve now must win or die. Rowan warns her he's the deadliest of the Silvers, that he always wins, that her only chance is to compete as his wife. Is this a fake marriage? So they must convince their audience they're desperately in love. It is. Yes. Okay. I am on chapter 2 on page 11, and I'm reading it very, very slowly, which is fine because when I started Phantasma, I also read the beginning very, very slowly. So I'm not surprised. I don't think I'm going to be able to read much. So we'll see. Just because I usually start books very slowly, and then as the plot progresses, I start to read a little bit quicker. So... I read for 3 hours and 7 minutes, my lowest page count, which I'm surprised about, but I think because I was busy crying for most of Fearless and entering a new book, that takes me a little bit longer. So I read only 187 pages, which is not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad either. I read 24 pages. I don't have an opinion on it. yet. No, nothing yet, honestly. Like I said, I'm only 24 pages in, so it's hard to judge a book when you've only read so little of it. Now that I have finished my hours for today, I am going to shuffle for tomorrow, and I have pretty much the entirety of the day tomorrow, so whatever pops up, pops up. I be stalling, guys. I really do be stalling. I'm gonna shuffle Skinny by Billie Eilish, okay, which is 3 minutes and 39 seconds. So this is the longest that we've gotten so far this week. And it's gonna be on a Sunday. So that's not bad because, like I said, I got everything done today. So I don't have anything much to do tomorrow. So 3 hours and 39 minutes should not be too bad. I probably will be up early. And I don't have anywhere to go. So I'll be able to get through probably quite a bit. I'm excited because I think this is a good amount. I don't think it's too much and I don't think it's too little. I will see you tomorrow for the 3 hours and 39 minutes that I'm going to be reading. It is 9:06 a.m. I just got up and I have my tea over there. I don't know if you can see it, but it's right there. Was going to do what I usually do on a weekend, which is typically get everything I need to do out of the way before I do stuff that I want to do. I woke up this morning and the weather is beautiful and it's gorgeous outside, and I felt like having tea. And when I have tea, I typically work out after having either coffee or an energy drink, and so having tea is kind of like a cutesy little drink for me in the mornings. And so because I'm having tea right now, I can't have coffee and I can't work out. So because I can't work out, I am going to start the timer and start reading, and I'll probably read for like an hour and a half, and then after that I'll do my workout for the day, get some chores done, and then after that I will probably read and then edit, and then the day will be over, and then we can shuffle for tomorrow's hours. 3 hours and 39 minutes, and I think I'll probably read for like an hour and 39 minutes. So then when I'm done, I only have 2 hours to read, and like I said, I'm going to be reading this book for today and probably tomorrow. I'll probably finish this tomorrow. I am going to start the timer, and here we are. Let's get started. I have 2 hours and 32 minutes left, and I'm on page 81 on chapter 10, and a lot is happening. We just got to the part where she agrees basically to become the fake wife of this guy. We met the evil force, or I guess the villain, what would be the villain in this book, and we got introduced to the games, and I believe now they're about to do like the whole fake marriage situation. I am going to take a break now. It is 10:15, like I said. I am going to go make my coffee, get my workout in, do the chores that I need to do, and then I will come back and we'll read a little bit more. I finished my workout and I refilled the automatic feeder and I cut the cat's nails. So all that's left to do for me today is to edit my video and change the litter, which I can do after the timer is up. My prediction, honestly, is that I'll probably be at like page 200 by the time the timer runs out. I'm gonna pick this up and get back into reading. We are an hour away. I am on chapter 22 on page 207. I think I would say I am a little bit away from the middle part, from the middle of this book. I don't see myself finishing this book today. That's not going to happen. But I have surpassed what I thought I would do. I thought I would be done for the day with the timer and be at page like 210. I don't know how far I'm going to get because this book reads very, very easy, very, very quickly, and I think I'll probably be at page like 270 something. I am enjoying it. I really like the characters. I really like our love interest. Nothing crazy has happened. I am going to get off of here and read a little bit more for the next hour and see where I end up by the time the timer is up. Happy New Year. This is how much I have left, and I'm on page 303, which means I have read 278 pages today, which is the highest amount of pages I've read, which makes sense because I had the highest amount of hours and time that I had to read today. I am a little bit away from the end. I have 123 pages left of this book, and I'm definitely going to be finishing it tomorrow. Reading was the last thing that I wanted to do, and it was my reset weekend, so pat on the back for me, pat on the back for you, just because why not? I am really proud. I'm really enjoying the story. I think it's about to get really, really good. Let's shuffle and hope to God that I don't get 5 hours tomorrow or 4 hours. Anything less than 4 hours I'll be happy with. Wow, Jungkook, what are you doing here, girl? Okay, so it's 3 minutes and 21 seconds. I'm going to be reading for 3 hours and 21 minutes tomorrow, which means I'm definitely going to be finishing with this one and starting another book and probably getting a good amount into the next book because, like I said, it's going to be a romance, and I typically read romances very quickly. So I'm very excited. 3 hours and 21 minutes is a good amount. I'll see you tomorrow for our 3 hours and 21 minutes of reading.
It's a mango. Freaking knew it. No.
Monday today. I started my day reading Enchantra And I finished this one. I read 123 pages of it, the 123 pages that I had left from yesterday, and that took me pretty much most of the time, and I am giving this one a 4 stars because I really enjoyed it. It was really fun to read. I think this author has a specific way of writing that makes you enjoy the story and makes you enjoy the characters and makes you really like the world that you're in. I really liked all of the supporting characters, all of the main characters. I liked the way that the games were held, and there was a part in the end that really surprised me because I didn't expect it, and I think I got my reaction on camera where I was like, oh my god, I knew it. I knew this was going to happen. And then just when I thought I knew what was happening, I didn't know what was happening, because then the whole script was flipped. Basically the same thing that happened in Phantasma, of everyone being shocked by the last like 20 pages. I was shocked by the last 20 pages of this one, but I really liked the ending of it, and I really like just everything about it. It's not 5-star material because it's not Phantasma, and it feels kind of on a parallel line when it comes to the plot and the characters and the love interest and the things that happen between the two, but I still really enjoyed it and I still recommend it. Once I finished that one, I started with this one, which is Fake It Like You Mean It by Megan Murphy, and I am now on page 76 on chapter 12, and I have this much left. I have 57 minutes and 28 seconds left on my timer. I believe I'll probably be at page like 200 with the hour that I have left, because this is very easy to read. It's basically about this girl who runs a podcast, and she gets a call saying that her grandma is getting worse because her grandma has Alzheimer's, and when she gets home she finds this man who works for like a hospice home situation, a memory care facility, and he has to stay in the house to take care of the grandma with her. And it's basically like an enemies to lovers, but I'm not really sure why they're enemies, but they both like belittle each other and they treat each other not that great. And the grandma thinks that her and the guy are her and her husband when they were younger, and so now they have to pretend that they're dating. So it's basically fake dating, enemies to lovers situation. I am going to start the timer again, start reading again, and then I am going to see where that takes me. And when I'm done, I'll get back to you and we will discuss and shuffle for tomorrow. My timer for the day at like 3 p.m. and I didn't tell you anything about what I did, but I read a little bit more of Fake It Like You Mean It, and now I'm on page 173. So I did the math and I read 295 pages today, which is the most that I've read out of this entire week so far. I do see myself finishing this tomorrow, and I think I'm really proud of myself because I think this is halfway. The book that I plan on starting after this one is something that I'm so excited for, and I'm so happy that I get to finally read it because it's been on my mind for a very long time, and it's by an author that I've really been enjoying lately. So I will tell you what it is when I get to it tomorrow, but for now I am going to shuffle the music and we're gonna see what I'm going to be reading tomorrow. And okay, so we have Softcore by The Neighborhood, which is one of my favorite songs of all time by the band and in general also as well, and obviously that's obvious because it's on my top songs of 2024. The song is 3 minutes and 26 seconds long, so that means I will be reading for 3 hours and 26 minutes. I will absolutely be able to be finished with this one within the first hour and a half, and then I believe the next hour and a half I'll probably start the next book that I've been meaning to start. But this one has been enjoyable. It's really cute and really rom-com-y, and it's not anything special though. I wouldn't say like this is a book that you absolutely have to read, otherwise you will be missing out, because it just feels like a regular typical rom-com. I would prefer to be watching a movie of this versus reading it because it just kind of feels like it's okay, but it's not anything that I would feel like I was missing out on if I didn't read it. I will see you tomorrow for the 3 hours and 26 minutes that I will be reading. around 285 pages. So first and foremost, I read and finished with Fake It Like You Mean It by Megan Murphy. I am giving this one a 4 stars because it was really, really cute. Specifically the ending. I really liked the closing credit scene, if you will, which is the way I imagined it. If you were watching a movie, that would be the closing credit scene and the grand gesture situation. I really liked it. It was really cute. I don't think that you're missing out on anything if you don't pick it up and you don't read it, but I do think it was very cute and it was worth my time because I really liked the characters. Really sweet, really cute. I think if you have the time and you are willing to read it, then I think it's worth the read. And I really liked the spicy scene because I feel like it was very tastefully done and it wasn't too much. I feel like with some books, like Anna Huang, for example, like I will read her books and I adore her books and I adore her writing, but sometimes her spicy scenes can be a bit much. With this one, it was just very cute, very adorable, very sweet to read about. Both of the characters were really, really sweet. And like I said, I recommend it, but you're not missing out on anything if you don't pick it up. And then Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonam-Young, which is the first book in the Out series technically, which includes this one. This is the first book, and then Out of the Woods, I believe, which came out January of this year. And I read quite a few pages of this one. 134 pages is what I read, and now I am on chapter 15. And I'm really, really enjoying this one. If you can't tell by the cover, basically this follows the story of this guy and this girl. His name is Bo and her name is Win, and they meet one night on Halloween and something happens between them and there is an accidental pregnancy trope. Basically, that is the main focus of this book. And he has a prosthetic leg and she has a smaller hand. I don't know what the actual name for it is, but she has not a normal sized hand. I am not the one to say that I like accidental pregnancy tropes. If it has it and I don't know about it, then I probably won't read it and I'll probably stop. This one, I knew that it was going to be an accidental pregnancy trope because we do meet both of these characters in Out of the Woods. I really, really love the way that Hannah Bonam-Young writes. She is one of my favorite authors. She's become one of my favorite authors after Out of the Woods because I think she writes such realistic characters, and I think she reminds me a little bit of Abby Jimenez and the way that her men just don't be menning the way that men in real life men. They're so much better than real men, and I love reading about the men that she creates, specifically Caleb from Out of the Woods and Bo in this one. He is so thoughtful. If you love a acts of service king, then this one is the man for you. And I just am enjoying this so much, and I had the hardest time putting this down today because I really didn't want to put it down. I really wanted to continue reading, and if it wasn't for the timer running out, I would have continued and I probably would have finished it all today. I'm so sad that I can't read anymore today. I want you to know that it took everything out of me to put this book down today. This book brought me so much joy and I was giggling and laughing with my entire being. Now we are going to be shuffling for tomorrow's hours, which is the last day. I can't believe I'm shuffling for the last day. I feel like just yesterday I started this video. That is so strange to me. Okay. Ditto by New Jeans. 3 minutes and 5 seconds. So that means tomorrow I'm going to be reading for 3 hours and 5 minutes. That's such a great amount to end this video. Ditto is such an excellent song, by the way. If you haven't listened to Ditto by New Jeans, give it a listen. It's one of my favorite songs of all time, I think, and it reminds me of winter. 3 hours and 5 minutes tomorrow. I'm definitely gonna be able to finish this one. home and I have finished my hours for today, which were 3 hours and 5 minutes, and I read 223 pages, which were the last bit left of this book. Did you see my face in the time lapses? Because your girl was grinning ear to ear. I gave this one a 5 stars. Absolutely gave this one a 5 stars. This is beautiful representation for people with disabilities. I did not know that the actual author of this book actually has a disability herself, which is the same disability that Wen has. It was so nice to see because there were some moments that I wouldn't even think about, like unbuttoning a shirt where she was like, oh, I can't unbutton it because my hands are shorter. She couldn't open the shirt. And I was like, oh my God, I would never even think of that. It's so authentic. And I really liked that about this book. I really loved Bo. Oh my God, I love him so much. I love him so much. All of the men that Hannah Bonam-Young writes are so beautiful and so loving and so thoughtful, so kind. I actually genuinely laughed out loud multiple times reading this book, like found myself giggling because of how much I adored both of the characters. Their banter was beautiful. Just everything about it is a 5 star for me, and there's absolutely nothing less that I could give it than a 5 stars. So that was done. And with that, that means we are finished with the entirety of this video. The average time that I read this week for every day of this week from last Thursday to today, which is Wednesday, is 3 hours and 13 minutes, which sounded about right. I thought it would be like 3 hours and 20 minutes. The average amount of pages that I read this week was 242 pages. For the highest time that I read for, it was Sunday, which I read 3 hours and 39 minutes, and that was really, really fun. My lowest time was Friday, which was 2 hours and 55 minutes. And the highest amount of pages I read was on Monday, which I read 295 pages. Lowest amount of pages was Saturday, with 187 pages. I'll put somewhere here the amount of pages that I read in this entire week because I have not calculated that. With that being said, that is the end of this video. Let me know if you enjoyed. This was so much fun. I finished 4 books in this video and I'm so impressed with myself because honestly I did not think that I was going to be finishing 4 books. But let me know if you want like a random number generator, picks the amount of pages I read, because I think I want to do that at some point. I hope you have the very best day. Treat yourself to something nice and I'll see you guys again next week with another video. Goodbye.